Hey, peace and blessings. Rob YB Youngblood, your number one connector, coming at you with another episode of Thoughts of a Connector. I pray you're doing very well. If the information that I'm sharing with you resonates with your spirit and it impacts you, would you like, subscribe, and share? I would appreciate that. Today, I want to talk about overcoming fear. Overcoming fear. Now, for many of you who are connectors that you know you have a gift, you know you have a skill, but there's this fear of rejection. There's this fear of failure that you might feel from time to time. Trust me, I felt it. Even now as I, look to attract more opportunities, as I look to grow not only my brand but my business, there's this fear of rejection. Like, what are people going to say? Will people tell me no? And the answer is yes. The answer is yes. People are going to tell you no. Last night, I had the opportunity to get on the phone with one of my coaching clients, and I was telling them about a strategy that I learned a couple of years ago from a book called Go for No. Go for No. And the mindset or the concept of this challenge, of this Go for No challenge, is that you focus on getting a number of no's in a row. You focus on the no's. You anticipate the no, understanding that no means not right now, at least from a business perspective, right? When you reach out to someone, they tell you no, it's only really for three reasons. There's only three reasons why people may not do business with you, or they may say no to you, right? As it pertains to business now, right? The first reason is that they're not interested, okay? Either they don't have enough information, or they don't understand what you're offering, or it's just not the right time. So when a person says no, we take it personal because we think it's about us. And it might be, but in this case, they are not interested. They don't have an interest. They don't have an understanding. They don't see the value. They're going to say no, and that's okay. It's not personal, has nothing to do with you. So that's the first reason why someone would say no. The second reason why a person might say no is because after you've explained what you do and your service, and you present the price or the cost, they may say no because at that time, they may not be able to afford what it is that you're offering. I have a coaching package that I offer my clients and potential clients, my prospects. And I know for a fact that there are people who may not be in a position to pay that price. And so what I've done is I've created other packages that are in pricing levels that people could potentially afford based on their budget. And that's okay. If you have someone that wants to get to a location faster, they may have the means to rent or buy a jet, but others may not have the luxury to do that. They may go ahead and fly commercial, and they have to go through the hoops of maybe taking two or three flights to get to their destination. There's no problem. Understand that the airline that offers the service provides these packages based on a person's ability to pay. So as a connector, when you begin to build your business, when you begin to offer your services, recognize that people will likely say no to you if they're not able to meet the financial obligation that you're asking for, and that's okay. The third reason why a person would say no is because you are a jerk. Okay? You're a jerk. You haven't understand you don't understand how to engage people, how to communicate with people. As an extrovert, and trust me, I'm overcoming this. We have a tendency of wanting to do all of the talking. We have a tendency of wanting to cut people off when they're speaking, or just thinking about what we want to say while a person is talking, and then when it's time for us to listen, we don't really listen. We're thinking about what we want to say, so we don't really hear what another person is saying. So we come across as being a jerk. And so what happens is we end up turning people off. We may have the best service that a person might want. It might be the right time, but because of how we come across, maybe too arrogant, maybe too boastful, maybe too much pride, whatever that might be, we turn people off. And because we turn people off, a person says no. And so when we deal with this fear, right? When we focus on this fear of getting a no, understand that the fear that is being created, it may seem like it's real, but it's not. Because when we understand what's behind that, the fear will go away. It's just now knowing. Understand that the fear is a lack of knowing. And because you have that lack of knowing, then it creates this heightened sense of emotion. And then you don't take action because you don't want what it feels like. But I want you to understand that behind the no are those three reasons. And when you understand that, then you focus on better preparing yourself to communicate better, to engage better, to offer a wide array of services at different pricing points that will allow people to select what they want based on the price that they can pay or the price that they can afford. And then understanding that it's about timing. If I called you right now at the moment that I'm recording this video to ask you about doing business, you may be sleeping, right? And you say no. Well, if I take that personally and I decide to quit what I'm doing because you told me no, that would be a foolish move. But if I followed up and I caught you at the right time with the right service at the right price, we may end up doing business. Okay. So to overcome fear is to gain more knowledge and information about what it is that you fear. Okay. And the moment you gain more knowledge and information, then you can make strategic moves that are calculated, that allows you to move past the fear to where you want to go. Now, the best way to overcome fear is with faith. Okay. The best way to overcome fear is with faith. Now, I'm not talking about faith from a religious perspective. I'm talking about faith from a higher belief in yourself or in what you're doing. As a connector, you have to believe in yourself, you have to believe in your ability, and you have to believe in the outcome that you have the ability to create. And if you haven't created any outcomes, then focus on creating outcomes. Focus on creating results, because it is the results that people pay for. It is the results that people come to you for. It is the results that people will refer you to others because they know you get results. So when it comes to overcoming fear, it requires that you have a greater sense of knowledge and faith. And as you go through this process of personal growth and personal development, I want to encourage you to push past the fear and do it anyway, right? So when fear knocks up on your door and it tells you, hey, you're going to fail, do it anyway. Because even when you fail, you learn. John Maxwell says, you either win or you learn, okay? It's not about losing, okay? You don't lose unless you quit. And so my encouragement to you, overcome the fear, overcome the doubt, do the work, trust the process. And if at any point in time you get stuck, you need a coach. Okay, because your coach is going to encourage you, is going to provide you with a strategy or a mindset or a different way of approaching it so that you can get the results that you're looking for. I'm so thankful for the coaches that are in my life. Coach Kendall Ficklin, Coach John Coleman, right? All of the people who have poured into my life, Coach Glenn P. Brooks. I'm so thankful for the coaches that have empowered, inspired, and impacted me so that I could walk in my God-given purpose, just like I'm striving to do for you. I pray that this empowered you. Be encouraged, be blessed, but most of all, keep the faith, share the faith, and know that the fear that you feel can be overcome. Just face it, do the work, and get results. We'll talk soon. Peace.